We're live, week 8. That's right, isn't it? It's week 8?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. I'm going to hope to go not too long tonight. My puppy is at home, and he's probably very angry at me, the fact that I haven't been home yet to let him out. So, hopefully we can get done with this, get everything going, and then I can go let him out, and he'll be happier. So last week we got Squid working. For those of you who got it working, awesome. It's actually, um, I'm actually have been running it since. I've just set my proxy settings to use my local proxy, and if I can tell that because if I do a tail dash f var log squid access log, I will go to a site like server fault, and you can see that I'm actually going to something. So that means that I'm using it and that it's working because I can get to sites on the internet. But what we're going to do is set up what's called a redirection program. Let's take a great example of you don't like ads. Um, Ads suck. I'll say that. Um, there are plugins for Firefox to do like AdBlock Plus and all that stuff, but they're kind of a client-side thing. They block it on the client. Whereas you could actually set up a server that filters out the internet before you can actually, like, before it ever even gets to your computer. And so we can do that with Squid. And one of the ones I've used more often than any other is SquidGuard. And you can actually install it with Yum. So Yum install SquidGuard. Now, I'm hoping this works. I don't think it will because the last few versions of Fedora, it hasn't worked. But I'm hopeful that SquidGuard will work this time, and if not, we can. Oh, yes, there is. Oh, see, I misspelled it, and Yum was even nice enough to tell me that I misspelled it. Maybe you meant Squid Guard with a capital G. Ah, yes, I know, I misspelled it twice in a row. So it's Squid Guard with a capital G, very important. So we're going to install it. It's not too terribly big, about 7 megs. Even for those of you who are on slow systems, that should be quick. So it's now installed, but out of the box, it's not very useful. It's not set up to be used with Squid at all. We have to go and manually do it. But I want to know where it's at, so I want to see if Squid... Okay, so it's Squid Guard itself. Okay, it's got a core dumped. That, in and of itself, without any configuration, is okay. We'll do a help. We're going to look at its configuration very first off. I'm going to go to vim/etc/squid/squid guard.conf, and that's with a capital G. So whenever you say Squid Guard, it's with a capital G. So I'm going to get in there, and inside here we have several things going on. One, there is a DB home, a log directory. Then we have time rules, where it's work hours, rewrite rules, which is for where there's a rewrite DMZ. And I'm not going to worry too much about this. There's admin, foo clients, bar clients, destination good, destination local, destination adult, which is set up for you. This out of the box blocks porn, which we're going to just redirect it to https encrypted.google.com and get rid of this line. Same thing with the redirect here. We'll just redirect to encrypted.google.com. So by default, it passes local traffic and nothing else. But instead, we're going to say not adult and not custom. And then we're going to say any. So by default now, it'll let anything that's local, anything that's not in the default, or not in the adult list and not in the custom list. And then it'll permit any. I'm going to create a custom rule up here, destination, test custom. A domain list is going to be black lists custom domains. And redirect, we'll go to something else. Helps if I put a P in HTTP. So now I need to go create that. And I don't. Are you guys close to keeping up with me? Sorry if I'm going too fast.
How did you get that? It was Vim.
Vim, etc. Squid, squidguard.com. Yeah. So in here, what I did in the default list, and I'll actually delete all of this. So under ACL, we just have default. So I added the destination custom, and I gave it a domain list and a redirect. So the redirect is going to serverfault.com, and by default, we pass, which means allows anything that's going to local, which there's nothing set up in that list, anything that's not adult, anything that's not custom, and then any. And actually, I might make this here. I'm just going to make this even simpler by just saying not custom and any. Because right now, I just want to basically test it. No, I got rid of that. Getting just simplifying this for you guys. They give you a decent default configuration, but I don't think we really need to do that right now. And for the purpose of this assignment, I mean, you can go out and make this as complicated as you want, and I recommend you do, but for the midterm, the project is just to get a site that you put in a custom list to redirect to some other site. So for example, if you type in Bing, it goes to an access denied list, or you type in Google and it goes to Bing, or you type in Dogpile and it goes to Alta Vista. For those of you who remember the early days of the internet, that would be funny. So I'm keeping this pretty simple. We want these two things at the top, but then I'm only keeping these directives here. You don't need to, but I did. Also, in this, you have to pay attention to syntax. So, oops. Syntax is very, very important. In fact, I probably messed this up here. You want to make sure that wherever you have a curly bracket, you end the curly bracket. So, for example, on custom, I have a beginning curly bracket, and down here at the bottom, I have an end curly bracket. So I'm going to keep this. So I'm going to keep this up. I'm going to open up another terminal so we can refer back to that if you guys need. Now I'm actually going to go out. We set up this custom to go into blacklist custom domains, but that doesn't exist. And the database home is in var squidguard blacklists, right? So I'm going to cd to that. Yeah, escape : WQ. So escape, and then hit : WQ enter. So I'm going to go into my blacklist directory, which does not exist. I wonder if it exists. All right, it doesn't. But in the var squidguard, we have this tarball called blacklist.tar.gz. So I'm going to unzip it, and we haven't gone over this before, but it's actually pretty easy to take a tarball and unzip it. We're going to use tar, and actually I'm going to do a help so we can see what tar does. tar stands for tape archive. It saves many files together in a single tape or disk archive and restore individual files from the archive. Here are some examples. tar cf archive.tar foo and bar. It creates an archive.tar from files foo and bar. tar tvf archive.tar lists all the files in archive.tar verbosely. And tar-xf archive.tar extract all the files from archive.tar. Well, since we have a tar.gz, tar knows how to deal with it and uncompress it at the same time. So I can do a tar-xf blacklists. X is for extract and F is for file. So the X is saying extract, and then the F is saying the next argument will be the file. And so that extracted it. Let's look. We now have a directory called blacklists, which if we go into that directory, we have a bunch of stuff which doesn't even match up with what we're doing in the default configuration. Way to go, guys. Which doesn't matter because it doesn't matter. I'm going to create a directory, so I'm going to do a mkdir for make directory. We're going to create a directory called custom. I'm going to go into custom. I'm going to create a domain list by just doing vim. And what do we want to call it? Domains. Domains. And in here, I'm going to have a site that we're going to block. What site should we block? Other than Bing. Who wants to vote Microsoft?
Apple.
Oh yeah, we're gonna block them too. Now we're blocking Bing, Microsoft, and Apple. Because Bing, Microsoft, and Apple all suck. So that's good. We actually have a problem in our configuration file here. We have the database home set, but the domain list is actually looking in the wrong directory. Because we already have blacklists. Basically what this domain list is doing is saying, take this path, then look for this domain's file in the custom directory. Which if we look, we're in the var squidguard blacklist custom directory. We don't want to look in the var squidguard blacklist custom directory. And if you hit up a few times, you'll go back to where you had Vim. Maybe. You can also do a history. No, there you go. That's the one you want. You can. Yeah, there you go. I'm also going to edit this one, not that it really matters. If you guys want to enable this, it's actually pretty good. Actually, I'm going to get rid of these because they probably don't have it. So we're just going to have domain list and redirect. Actually, you know what? Screw it. We're getting rid of all of it. It's better not to even deal with it. So I'm going to keep this open still. I'm going to save it by just hitting :W to save. I'll keep it open because I have another tab open. So we have our custom domain list, and we have it set up in our configuration file. Now, one of the problems with SquidGuard is it has to compile these into a database. And to do that, you do a SquidGuard, and I think it's actually B. SquidGuard-C, it's -C all. I don't remember what all the... This is why I do help. So we're going to do a -B, and then we're going to do a -C all. I had all of the things right with capital C all. That was my problem. So I ran the SquidGuard -D -C all, and it goes through and it created, if I look inside my directory now, I should have a DB file, but it doesn't. Why? Weird. It actually sees that domain list, but it said it updated, so I'll trust it. We can go, and I'm going to go back to the documentation here to test it. Blah, blah, blah. So this is just going through what we've done. And if you guys want to go here, it's squidguard.org. Their documentation isn't too bad. This is exactly... Oh. I'm going to take ownership of Squid of these blacklists because if you see here, that's one of the things that it's good to do. It's probably one of the most overlooked things that you do. What I did was I did a chown, which is change owner, and this is a -R is for recursive, so it goes and sets that permissions on every subdirectory inside of our SquidGuard blacklists, and changes the owner and the group to Squid. So that's very important. And let's verify the configuration. So what we have here, I'm going to take this and I'm going to paste it in there, -C, etc. Squid. Did nothing. Let's try Microsoft. Look at that. So when Google happens, it returns nothing. when I pass Google to it, but when I return Microsoft, when I pass it Microsoft, it returns serverfault.com. You guys kind of see what it's doing there? Sort of makes sense? Clear as mud? What's that?
It block Microsoft.
Yeah, basically what this is doing is when you give it Microsoft, it returns server fault. So that effectively blocks Microsoft. So now that we know that's working, it still won't work with Squid because we have to configure Squid to work with Squid Guard. So we're going to go to our etc. squid.conf. I was already playing around with this earlier. I'm going to show you this as just a fun thing at the end. I'll do a URL, rewrite program, and we want actually to find out which. If you type in which Squid Guard, it will tell you where that binary is on the file system, which in this case it's in bin Squid Guard. So the URL rewrite program will be bin squid guard. And then it's important that we give it the configuration file. So -c, etc. squid guard.conf. I'm going to do a systemctl, restart squid. Squid access log. And I'm going to go to bing.com. Do that. It works. I love it when things work out. So, I like Bing so much that I'm just going to go ahead and go to apple.com because I also equally love Apple. How about Microsoft? And to show that it's working for regular sites as well, we'll do msdn.com. That won't work. We'll go to Dan's courses since I have it in my favorites here. So I can still get to the rest of the internet, I just can't get to Microsoft at all. Yay, server fault, which is much more helpful than Microsoft.com. What's that? What is server fault?
Yeah,
It's like Stack Overflow, but for IT. Stack Overflow is a question and answer site for programming questions, and server fault is for system administration questions and network administration. Server fault's awesome. Highly recommend if you are professionally in IT. If you're not professionally in IT, you should go to SuperUser, which is the same thing as server fault, but for computer enthusiast and power users. So, you know, if you wanted to know how to uninstall Windows 8 and then reinstall it, how does that work? You can download Windows 8.1 ISO Creator from Microsoft. So, like, if you had a question about something, you can. Stack Exchange is awesome. I'm a member of a few other sites. I'm most active in Server Fault, which this shows how really inactive I am. Like, I have very few fake internet points. In comparison, on Server Fault, some of the top users have like Michael Hampton, right? He's a moderator. He's got 83,000 reputation. I have 659. So there you go. So that is about it. I know I went really fast on this, so I would be more than willing to now take the chance to go back, kind of explain it step by step if you guys have any questions. I did that really fast. That might be a new record for me. He can hold it.
I'm sure you want like a screenshot into.
Yeah. Oh, so an explanation of my screenshot that I want for this week. Microsoft.com. I want a screenshot of this right here showing Microsoft.com and it really going to like search result. Or, in the example I put up on Blackboard, which was an access denied, and I think it was actually from one of the PIPA takedown notice things. Yeah, this one right here. Yeah, I mean, this is how you scare people into giving you money. Not saying you should use this maliciously, just saying people use this maliciously, so you might as well know how to do it. But it has a lot of legitimate and worthwhile uses.
I didn't know. I thought I already did this update, but I didn't. So,
That's all right.
is there a certain due date you this by?
Whenever. I mean, I say whenever, but I mean, it's not a big deal if it's even the week after midterms. I don't know when I need grades in for midterms. I should know that. So I'm sorry if any of you guys are wondering what your grade is. I will work on that.
I didn't have any calls when you did that, so I had to like get that.
Oh, instead of using Vim, you could just use Vi, and it would work similarly. Yeah. Vi is Vim. Okay. So we were in here in this out here. Where you got the Vim domains, where you have Bing. So we have domains. Did you do the SquidGuard -D? What the system can use.
I've been emailing her
I'm at the screen where I went into the Vim.
Check your configuration, and I can come help you. I'm probably going to stop recording just so I can help the guys out here. Nobody's still here, so hopefully that's enough for everybody who needs it. Oh, no, Gabe's still here. Sorry. Didn't see you there. Yeah, I'm going to help these guys out here. I'm glad this is actually recorded. You guys can go back, pause, look at it, do that way. I'm gonna stop, and we will. I won't be here next week for spring break, but the week after. So that's it.